We continue to preview the 2025 college football season. Our stop today is Redding, California, and we are privileged to get to visit once again with the head football coach for the Simpson Redhawks, Coach Shawn Daniel, heading into his second season, full season with the program. Coach, you've been there since the beginning. I know there have been a few more months and years involved in getting it all done, but let's look back really quickly. By the way, thank you, friend of the channel. We appreciate you coming on as always. 0-9 last year, an independent schedule last year too, but it was year one. Tell us a little bit about 2024.
It was, it was exciting in the aspect of it's the first time we put a product on the football field. It's just the first time playing, the excitement when we show up and first game of the year against PLU, they come down. We have about 7,000 people at the game. Like it was awesome. It was a great experience. The win-loss record, I know what I signed up for. I know what was a part of it. And so it's going 0-9 in your first season. When we started at Lion the first year, we're 0-11. So it's not shocker or new. But it was exciting to get a product on the field. 1,000 people, the donations of money, the people coming in, all that, the buzz on campus was pretty exciting for that first year. And a lot of our players, they got their first real taste of college football at 18 years old. And that was an eye-opening experience, especially being a scheduling partner for the Frontier Conference. And 5 of those teams were ranked in the top 25.
Yeah.
So it's not like we were playing some cream puffs and powder puffs. We were playing, with 5 out of our 9 games were top 25 teams, and they looked at it, they were good, and it's exciting to get that challenge.
Recruiting. We mentioned this just a little bit before we started the recording right now. I mean, recruiting should be something that now, with those games in the books and people know about the product a little bit more. How's recruiting in the spring?
It was completely different in the way that how we approached it in some areas. Like year 0 and year 1 was really heavy high school, getting kids to buy in that way was really awesome. And we started 9 freshmen on offense. We started 8 freshmen on defense, but this year, going into our second year, we became extremely more transfer friendly, with, Division I's cutting to 105. And a lot of kids wanted to come back to California and play. We've got, 35, 40 transfers right now committed coming in. So the team will look dramatically different offensively, defensively, and special teams, just based on the fact of the amount of guys that we're bringing in that are older that I think we can now match up with age, size, speed.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, let's look at 25 just a little bit. 24, Caleb Anderson, he'll be a junior this year. Quarterback for you last year, saw a lot of action, responsible for the bulk of the scoring, at least points-wise, on the board for the Redhawks last year. He's among players that will come back for you. Tell us a little bit about your offense.
Sure. So, I've been an OC for the past 15 years calling the offense. This is the first time ever that we promoted Garrett Sandell, which is our quarterback coach. He's now going to be the offensive coordinator and call the plays. And I'm strictly going to be, head football coach and O-line coach. And I've, given the offense away and given to somebody else. And that's going to be unique for me for not calling an offense for almost 15 years. So I'm going to grow and learn in that area. So that's going to be tough, but he's going to do a great job in that area. So there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some tweaks. There's going to be his wrinkles. I'm not going to hire somebody to run what I want to run. I'm going to hire somebody that what he believes in, that I believe in, and he's going to call. So it's going to have a different flavor, a different taste, a different look in some aspects. And so Caleb, has been with us since year 0 and then year 1. And he's a phenomenal individual. He's a great human being. He's a smart student. He's a great football player. And he's growing with us as we develop this program. And I have a lot of love and respect for him and his family because he's bought in with 60 other guys that we didn't have anything. And so, but he's a heck of an athlete, a very good athlete. And his maturity in the weight room, his maturity in the classroom, his maturity on the field, it's just grown and grown and grown and grown. And he, he's going to be a tough guy to beat out for the guys that we're bringing in. He's going to be tough.
All right. Well, Coach, I know that there are a lot of transfers, people like that coming in, so we'll know a little bit more as we go on through the summer. We're visiting with Coach Shawn Daniel from Simpson here on Midwest Sports Net, and I encourage you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does help. I'm not sure, I really don't know, Coach, what it does from the algorithm perspective, but it's nice and we enjoy it. We like talking about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond. Among those coming back on defense, Casey Minna He'll be a senior for you this year in your linebacker core, and he was among the leaders on the team in tackles last year. Tell us a little bit about the defense.
Yeah, so Casey Mena came in, and who's one of our few transfers that came in. He brought in immediate leadership. He brought immediate athletic ability and playing in just size and speed and strength. He is this great football player. So he's coming in to really develop, and we're bringing in a lot more transfers defensively. And he's one of those guys that is just that leader in the room. But he's just a great guy. He embraces everybody. So he's going to do a really, really good job. Defensively, we're going to make some changes with our scheme wise with a new defensive coordinator coming in. He'll be here in about 2 weeks. So once everything is done, signed, sealed, and delivered, he'll be here. So defensive scheme wise will be completely different of what we've ran in the past, and we've recruited different for the scheme that we're bringing in. So it's really going to be great. But that you'll see the biggest change defensively, one because of scheme, and two because of players. So, but majority of our transfers that we're bringing in, right now like 5 offensive line transfers, which is great. But defensively, we have about 25 guys defensively, the transfers coming in at D-line, linebackers, DBs. Kenyon Hawkins was a nose guard from Foothill Junior College down there in the Bay Area coming in, stud, great football player, coming in. So we got him in the middle, and we got 4 or 5 other corners and safeties that are coming back from the Division I level coming down to us, which is really great. So defensively is going to be unique because it's kind of hard to talk because of the new DC and probably, 8 new starters. So I'm excited to see where it is.
We need to talk again in the first part of August, right around camp time. I want to hear some of the changes that have come in. Well, it goes all the way to special teams too, Coach. I know that you haven't not one, but maybe more than one kicker coming in to see if he could find the spot on the team.
Yeah, so it's been exciting. So punting has not been something that we've been that great at bringing in punters. It's really been, it's kind of like that unicorn trying to find that punter comes in. So we have 2 freshmen coming in that are just freak athletes. They're punters or kickers, but they could probably be in our 2 deep at wide receiver or linebacker. They're some great guys. So they're coming in. So our kicking game got addressed with guys coming in. So we have 2 punters and 2 kickers, both. We have 4 new guys coming in for the kicking game. Special teams is huge for us. We put 15 to 20 minutes of practice every day in our special teams. We pride ourselves in trying to become a great special teams football program, and starters play on a ST. And so, but it starts with having a great kicker. You got to have a guy that can put the ball where you want to put it and as deep and as far as you want. So we're excited to see the great competition. So it's going to be a freshman competition, and we got hopefully 2 transfers coming in too as well. So the competition for punting and kicking is going to be awesome to watch.
All right. Coach, I've asked a number of the coaches already this year. I have to try to be personal a little bit. I don't have to. I enjoy being personal. So I'll ask you this one really quickly. From a personal standpoint, favorite 80s song or 80s band? What do you think? I know you're not quite my age, but you're close.
I was born in 79, so in the 80s. Well, I don't know if I think there were 79, 80s, what Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. That might be before the 80s.
Yeah, a little before the 80s, but there was some music that made its way into the
80s. Journey, I think Journey would roll. I think Journey is pretty good. So, but yeah, it's probably whatever's on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. It's whatever. That's what I would pick. The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack 1, 2, and 3. That my kids watch that I have to listen to.
Whatever Chris Pratt's playing is it's going to be there. All right. Well, okay. Schedule then, and I think a lot of the the adjustments too for anyone watching this. I mean, from year 1 to year 2, obviously there are going to be some adjustments, but clearly now with different looks offensive coordinator, different look defensive coordinator. You played some of the teams in the Frontier Conference, but it's pretty much a Frontier Conference schedule now, as you all are one of the football schools in the league. So congratulations on making that move there. Get things underway with a Frontier team Thursday night, week 0, August 28th at Southern Oregon. So you get to see the Raiders there bye week. Then September 13th, Pacific Lutheran D3, a little bit out of Frontier Conference League. Then Mayville State comes in from North Dakota. Had a chance to visit Coach Larson a little earlier today, as a matter of fact, and so that's a trip they're planning for, because boy, that's a flight. making that trip there. And then you get your first Frontier Conference West game against College of Idaho. That's going to be on October 4th there. So tell us a little bit about your schedule.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more friendlier this year than last year. Last year, 7 road trips, 3 home games. When you're an independent, you got to travel. So we left on Thursday morning 4 times, and we had a back-to-back Thursday morning trip. That was pretty miserable. But yeah, this year it's going to be different. Southern Oregon, we played them twice. We open up with them as a non-conference, of course, then we play with them in the West. And College of Idaho, and then we get to see Western for the first time. They're going to come down here. We're playing Western. I go back and see Carroll a little bit up there. But yeah, we're flying to North Dakota to play Valley City right after we play Mayville, flying to play us. So you're going to the crossover. It's a lot more friendlier in the aspect that we're not having as much on the road. We're having 2 flights this year to Arizona and then North Dakota. But after that, it's a lot more friendly. So we're not going to be on the road as much. We have 1 long trip to Carroll, but we're excited to see the growth. The nice thing is, we played Southern Oregon, we played PLU, we played College of Idaho, Eastern Oregon, and Arizona Christian. So we can look at what happened last year and say, okay, where's our growth this year? Because now we have something to compare to. Is it, how close is it going to be? How do we look offensively, defensive, special teams? Are we making the strides in recruiting to be more competitive with those teams? You talk about Western, you talk about College of Idaho, you talk about Southern Oregon and Carroll. Those 4 teams that we play, they're going to be top 25 football teams. Those guys they're great. They've done a great job in recruiting, but they are historic programs, national championship programs, playoff programs. So it's great to see where we measure up year 2 to those 4 teams, and then playing the other programs that are middle of the pack in the Frontier and the 1D3 that we played against. Where do we measure up? Where do we see what strides do we make offensively? Like Caleb Anderson, how much better are you at quarterback playing against the same defense 1 year later with some newer players? So it's really exciting to see that and that measuring rod for ourselves.
Well, we're going to be excited to watch you, Coach, and we're always thankful for the time that you give us here on Midwest Sportsnet. So thank you for helping us to preview 25. We may sneak in one more visit before the year gets underway and we know a little bit more about what you have. But thank you for your time, Coach Shawn Daniel, Simpson Redhawks. Congratulations for making it through year 1 and into the Frontier Conference now, and we will visit with you again soon. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. God bless, Joey.